Hello YouTube. So I'm back and I'm just here to show this video by eBilly, and I'm pretty sure they used After Effects for this, but it's a really cool effect. Someone asked me how they did a certain scene, and so I'm gonna break it down for you and try to show you how you could replicate it in Sony Vegas 12. So here's the clip I'm gonna show you. So starting here actually. Okay, so a couple things to note. So as soon as it starts, we need the background, and we need to mask characters, probably shadows on there, and then have text come in, and they're actually behind this layer here. They're behind the characters. And then now you add two more layers. This one with the film effect, which is an After Effects effect, but I might do a tutorial showing how you can do it in Sony Vegas and have that character on top and then have the other one fly in that way. Okay, so, and then having them shatter. So that seems simple enough. I made a very crude drawing of how the layers should look. So basically what we have is, this was that guy in the front, and then here's the two films that go across like that. And then you have the bunny people, the text, and then the background. So that's, in Sony Vegas you would start with like the background stuff in the bottom and then work your way up. So allow me to show you how you could try to do that in Sony Vegas. So I already have a clip picked out. Yeah, there's really not much to it. So remember in the first thing there was a background. So if I can find a background, stick it on there. So this is what it would look like. Let me fix the proportions real quick like. Ta-da. Okay, so now we have this cool background. Now let's insert another video track on top. And what was next? It was a text. So media generator, sticking the sample text here. What should we say? Say no. Okay. And you can mess around with that. I'm just trying to cut down on time. Okay. So we got this thing that says no. Let's move it over a little bit so you can actually kind of see it later. And then on top of that was the bunny layer, which I was asked how did they get it so you could see stuff behind it. It's called masking. So in any pro version of Sony Vegas, you should be able to mask. So here's this mask option on here, and what you usually do is have keyframes, and keyframe like every other frame or something, and just follow along what you want to keep. And then at a frame later it will change, so you want to move all the points again to match. And then what I did was, in the path menu, first you need to select all the frames, so select path. So you select all that, and positive, so you're not trying to take it away, that's what you want to keep. And feather type both, so both in and out. And then what percentage, so the more bigger it is, the more blurrier it gets. Blurrier, that might be a word. Anyway, so I just kept it at 4%, and it's the same for both. And if you keep going, you can like make account for any more changes. As you can tell, it kind of zooms out a little bit more, but oh well. So have fun with that. It takes a lot of time. I'm just going to tell you straight up. It takes a long time to mask in Sony Vegas. It takes a little bit less time in After Effects, but it still takes a long time. So that is probably the most painstaking part of making these videos, because for every layer you want to see the layer behind it, so you would mask out some stuff, and that's what takes a long time. Anyway, so Next, on top of that, you want the film effect. So for this one you need 2 layers, and on the one below you want to click on make compositing child. Just do that earlier on. So in the second track you stick in the video you want to be shown on the film, and how I got the film effect was I just stuck a picture of a film on top. So what you want to do is, I'm actually control clicking, so control, and then I can change the proportion of it, and you can change what part of it shows on here. I actually want to make it a little bit wider. Okay, and now you want to change the compositing mode of just this layer. So you want to multiply, and now you can see stuff that are kind of underneath but not really. So you want to see through what's through there, through the black stuff. So let's get rid of the blacks then. Select black. Oops. And we should be good to go. I did show mask only, so if there was any part that was kind of iffy, it just makes it pure black and white. So which is what we want. So now we have that film effect. Now to make it 3D looking, oh sorry, you want to click on compositing, parent composite mode, and go to 3D source alpha. And now both of these are in 3D. Yay! So you will mess around with it somehow. However this layer goes. Okay. Oh yeah, and then to get the film looking effect, you would have to keyframe. So what I have done here is I click this until it says move in X only, so that way I won't mess up, and drag too high or too low, and then at the beginning drag over there, but then in about till the end keep on reeling. Okay. I think I should do it. Okay, something like that. Okay, so you want to think of these 2 layers as a single layer because it's just a film layer. So for sake of time, I will just duplicate the tracks and then just change the position of this one. Something like that, maybe. Okay. So let's see what it will look like. Wow, that looks so cool. Yeah, let's move this back a little bit so it's not conflicting so much. I didn't know you could do that. That is really cool. Probably don't want it rotated that much though. I don't know why it's giving me so much trouble. And we don't need it that big. So top, left, front. We want to move it. How do I move it forward? There we go. So move it out of the way so it's not touching each other. Anyway, something like that. And now on top of all of this, you need another layered track. So let's just copy this since I already masked it and everything. Now you can stick that on top with it. Actually, let me just let's just do that. There we go. Actually looks kind of cool. So what we end up with and then you can do to get the shadow effect of the film disappearing. What I found works is if you get some third-party software, the BBC, and then when you get to a transition, there's this 3D extruded image shader, or there's a lot of transition stuff on here. So we want to do the shader, and let's do some chaos in the wind, and you kind of have to do it for both of these. Do the same thing so it looks like it shatters. Shatter effect. So let me try that with these real quick, and then pre-render it very quickly. Oh, did I do it to this one too? Okay, so I just have the same preset on all of these. So let's see how this looks. And then there will be explosion and explosion coming up. Wait. Ta-da! So let me just play it one more time. And then just mess around with it, get the timing right, mask a lot of stuff, and that is how you would get a similar effect in Sony Vegas. That's it. If you have any more like questions or how-tos, feel free to let me know. That's it. Bye.